comfort is Atlas. And we're talking about players who is also comfortable with a Franco. So there could be a possibility that they could take the Franco or the Kufra. Because right now we're seeing a lot of possibilities to have or delay the spike of RSG. Okay.
All right. So, yeah, no one, because of the ban on the Diggy, there's no one to really stop the Atlas unless you're willing to pick up a Franco, which is single target. And it's very difficult to, if you force the Bloody Hunt on an Atlas, what are you going to do?
Oh.
Right? So, the roam here is very important.
And
That's going to be Franco, yes.
Okay.
Why
We
not?
just predicted it right away.
We had all points on the rowers and the
Oh
picks.
my God.
Well, maybe it's time for us to be a pro player ourselves.
It's time for us to pro.
Kidding aside, kidding
We're
aside.
done. We're done.
When is the next tryouts? Bren Esports and RSG Philippines, you want in.
Whoa!
They've picked it again! Hellkurt. Bren Esports has picked the Hellkurt.
And in an instant, it is
Again.
difficult again for the opposing team of Bren Esports to actually counter out this Dark Knight Falls combo. And it is a lot easier for Supermarket. Imagine there's no burst damage that is airborne that could actually target you, and at the same time there's a counterplay for the side of for the side of Bren Esports whenever there is that ultimate from the Hellkurt.
You know what's funny? Bren Esports is thinking it in a simple way.
Yep.
They're thinking of it in simple ways where if the Franco's blind, how will you hook?
It's like putting your
It's so simple.
Yeah.
it's like putting your fishing rod in pure pitch black water.
I like the way that Bren is doing this. If I was given a chance to change the prediction, I like the way that Bren drafted here. I would have changed my prediction. But anyway, we're done here. We're going into the game. What do you think?
Ladies and gentlemen, Bren Esports is the only team, again, to pick up the Hellkurt. And this will change things around again. Or maybe RSG was prepared for this. Let us know in the comment section who's going to win this in our prediction, because you might win a redeemable in-game code.
Oh.
First hook goes to Light.
Hook right away. And if you know what? They're level 1. They don't have to be worried too much. I like that France is so positive about this, but how would you have predicted a Hellkurt? Even I wouldn't have predicted a Hellkurt.
I almost forgot that Hellkurt is really part of the strategy of Bren Esports because we don't really see Hellkurt.
Yes.
So when we say Bren, Hellkurt.
When we see Bren, it's lights out.
It's lights out.
Yeah, right.
They want it lights out.
Oh, lights out.
Oh,
okay.
All right, all right.
Jokes aside, for RSG right now, the good thing is that they have a phosphor that is as swift as the Valentina with those dashes. So he could actually, Exort could actually zone out players from Bren Esports. So they just really have to look forward on those Dark Knight Falls. And I kind of feel like RSG is prepared for this kind of pick.
Well, with this pick, we were talking about isolation. We're talking about how they wanted to zone the map. Again, let's talk about how Light would freely rotate around this map. Because if you're having a Hellkurt onto the enemy side, it's either this hero he's on level 4. Ooh, that was so close to putting out the lights off. Again, how they managed to even be at peace that there is a Hellkurt that was a utility jungle back in their game.
Yeah, this is important because there's an opening window where Hellkurt is strong, right? I mean, we're all having fun here saying, wow, Hellkurt. That's only effective until a certain point. Now, Nats, he actually got a lot of skills being thrown at him, but he's still alive. But that's an opening for Brent to take that turtle.
Yeah, perfect opening because the Nats is already low on life, so there's no opportunity for them actually to go in for the initiation. Not unless they will start first.
There you go, Dark Knight Falls.
Lights out. Who's going to take the turtle here? CalTC's taken out H2O, which means no enemy retribution, which means that Bren Esports gets first turtle.
We've seen this time and time again. A perfect timing with the Dark Knight Falls. I kind of feel like for Bren Esports is really part of their countings whenever there is the Dark Knight Falls. So for RSG, what they really want to do is find first where Kyle TZ will be whenever there is going to be objective. But speaking of objective, in terms of the laning for our marksman here onto this game, pretty close in terms of the gold. So we could see the difference in terms of the itemization. There's a physical the item here for Emma that is on the physical side.
Okay, damage now is brewing in RSG SLATE Philippines. So let's talk about how they would counter Kyle TZ. Again, on their recent matchup, the Hellkurt in some of the games we see, it could be an aggressive hero to actually be utilized. But the side of Bren Esports is more of like, oh, they're coming. Okay, turn the lights on.
Exactly.
That's how they do things.
It's a psychological attack, right? Even if people aren't on your lane, you're gonna, if you're the enemy of Bren Esports, you're gonna worry. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
There's a Hellcurt here.
If you fight against Bren and there's a Hellcurt, communication is very important.
Yep.
You have to let your teammates know where Bren Esports is at all times, or else they will fall victim to the Dark Knight.
And
Look at this.
in addition to that, actually, there's an option here for RSG for specifically for Light to use his Bloody Hunt just to find whenever Kyle TZ is there for the entrance play after the Dark Knight falls. Maybe just to counter out the damage that they could bring in on every team fight.
Well, speaking of team fights, this is one dangerous thing for RSG to even pull off. Because right now, ladies and gentlemen, as we lean towards the power spike of a Hellcurt, we're also checking how RSG would counter this. Either you go with a setup or you go ahead on to find where the Hellcurt is. Because if you stay in one lane, chances are there's an ambush or you could be ganked. But on to the second turtle of this game, we might see a different change. Look at that, Max.
Oh, you're playing with fire there, brother. Right now, Ogwen seems to be in a pretty comfortable spot, trying to go for the zone. Obviously, the split is going to enable him to stay alive here, but this time around, that means no one is available to do the zoning for Bren, and this could be all up to Flap TZ. There it goes, the Dark Knight is down. H2O tried to go for the Appraiser's Retribution. It's not enough. He gets taken out, and Bren, it's their time to shine this time around.
Now, here's the thing. For Bren Esports, they're actually using the Dark Knight Falls even without Kyle TZ jumping in front of the players of RSG. It's really more on the tempo, and it's up to the rest of the players to bring in damage for the rest of RSG squad. Now, after the turtle take, it is Bren Esports that is now on the lead in terms of the gold at 1.8k. So, if we look at the items, there's a gold swing in terms of the gold lead for Eman and even Super Marco in this game. It is 3.6k and 3.2k for Super Marco, and RSG, they don't really have to overthink, yes. On this game, they have to do their own trades. Maybe push a turret on the lane of Eman, or maybe go onto the areas wherein they know where Flap TZ will come in.
Well, speaking of knowing, the trades are important if you're RSG. Because one thing is for certain here, if they will commit a push, there's a lot of ways it can be countered, such as this. The coverage of Ogwen up against that is more highly surrounding the river. Most of the parts, this is where how Kyle TZ crosses from one camp to another. So this is one way that Bren is doing to pressure RSG in one spot. And it's working effectively. And with this, RSG is just playing passively, looking for errors and looking for windows of mistakes.
Yeah, Bren are taking the wins, and if you notice, Ogwen, he's not even using his ult anytime soon, right? He's not going for the Freeman Fatal Links. He's just going for single targets, and Bren, they're taking out those targets very, very easily.
Wow, for Bren Esports, again, it translates in terms of their statistics earlier. It was 58%, if I'm not mistaken, for Kyle TZ in terms of teamfight participation. All they need is Ogwen and the rest of the other players to bring in and take down objectives for the team. And if there's an opportunity for Kyle TZ to be part of the team fight, why not? Added support, but the rest of the damage will be coming in from the 4 players. But we will see a trade. By the way, for RSG on the top lane, having Nats to go for the split push to trade bottom lane Super Marco with a kill.
Oh,
And
no.
look at that. Oh my god.
No
Super
threat.
Marco isn't even worried. Look at this guy. He's even going in, even though he's low HP. He's diving, he's dashing forward.
Man,
They're confident.
no deaths onto the players of Bren Esports. 4.4k gold lead. Now, this is just one thing that they're trying to look at on the side of RSG. With such damage and such control in team fights, is the damage enough to hold those moments if they want the Bren Esports to use the Dark Knight Falls first?
5-0, by the way.
By the way, to answer, it is 5-0 total domination for Bren Esports, but there's a light for RSG, literally. Aside from there's a light player, there's a light in terms of how they will really turn things around. Because for RSG, they have a fast clearing type of hero having Eman. So there's an option for them. They could also go for the face checks from light. But what we're really looking forward to turn things around is that hook from Light to be able to, just to break the tempo that Bren Esports has been doing.
Yeah, there's a saying we have, like, you can miss 100 hooks, But if you hit that last hook that matters, your team can still win.
Yes.
That's just how this game works.
I just want to say on the last match that you guys casted, Ben thinks he's a beast using that Franco, and there's no surprise that we're talking about the turnaround of RSG if the hooks or the iron hooks are right for Bren Esports. But the question is, can they see? But Kyle
Look at that.
TZ, Dark Knight Falls is in.
Oh man, Eman, what a beautiful target for Bren Esports. It looked so easy for them. And H2O, he can't really survive long
Nuts.
against the damage of Bren. Even Super Marco, again, once more, very much forward. A lot of trust on Ogwen to take that damage.
It's just really controlled aggression here by Bren Esports, and we could see that the Fatal Links and even that Dark Knight Falls has been casted simultaneously. So there's this specific countings, I believe, for Bren Esports just to be able to do that dance. And right now it is 9 minutes, yes, 5.1k gold lead for Bren Esports. This is massive, knowing that they're able to destroy already the first tier turrets against RSG, and it's really difficult for RSG to go in for the face check.
And there's no contest on the Lord. That was... Bren is making this look so easy.
Again, Rockhart, you said it earlier. It's a psychological thing. When you're up against a Hellcurt, it's either he's in the bush or either he's right in front of you and disappears when you see him. So how do you even have the complete matchup or even a face-off if you're up against Hellcurt? There was one glimpse earlier that RSG did. Yes, it was, they were taking the bot lane turret, and one thing that they did is also is to use or wait for the Dark Knight Falls to end. But that's when that window happens, all of Bren is on to RSG's tail.
Yeah, actually, and at that moment, I kind of feel like for RSG, they're not really prepared whenever there is an aggressive play coming in for RSG every moment. And speaking of aggression, because of aggressiveness of Bren Esports, there's a whopping goal lead for the gold laners right now. And again, one hook is only RSG needs to have a breather on this game, but the Lord is marching in right now for Bren on the bottom lane.
How can they breathe?
I actually appreciate what Light's trying to do. He's trying to throw as many hooks as he can to make a difference. Right now, the Dark Knight Falls is just allowing Bren Esports to reposition. Kyle TZ, he's very far away, but inhibitor on the bottom lane. Oh, there goes Ogwen. There goes the front line of Bren Esports. That might be a problem. That's a double kill for Eman. He's going in. RSG's going insane right now. Few is all alone. Triple kill for the Beatrix.
The silver line that we've thought about is having on the RSG. Deplete resources, and it's time to take action.
Right in Q, just when we've mentioned that they just needed a hook. There was a nice final slash actually for Flap TZ, but it was a bit deep on the formation of the base of RSG, and RSG just exploited that opportunity as to why we're now at 4-7, and these are the things that RSG has to capitalize on this game. We could see now the Athena shit I was about to mention earlier, that Light still doesn't have that item, but it's a good thing now because he could now hold the damage coming in from you, which is 303 by the way on this game. So we're really looking forward for that Demon Hunter sword probably from Eman or maybe Hunter Strike onto this game, or Hasclaws, so that he could come in and do that damage per second type of place with the Beatrix.
Okay, we're talking about items here, Rockhart. So most of the time, we're going back to the keys to victory onto this game. On Bren Esports, and if you're up against Bren Esports, exploit RSG's overthinking moments, and this is happening. And that glimmer of hope we saw, that's how they wait for that moment to even end. The key here is to outlast everything, outplay. Once the light goes on, that's how they attack.
But yeah, even though Bren are definitely very much ahead, there's always that small chance that Light can make a miracle play. And that's something that Bren Esports has to be double aware of. They have to be super aware of every bush at every moment. You have to ask each member, where's Light? Where's Light? Where's Light? we have to take care.
Well, you really have to find the light if you are to turn off the light, right? for Bren Esports. But yeah,
I didn't
Ogun
expect
is,
that.
but the Ogun is actually finding it. It is a nice move in for them. They really have to find those players.
H2O was the bait.
Yep, that was a bait, and they turned off the light
Ooh.
right before. Right before they took the Lord.
Okay.
And that was almost impossible for H2O to steal.
Okay, I was thinking that he was the bait or he was trying to have the contest on the Retribution of the Lord because there was a conceal call.
Try
from
to go for the
RSG.
play. Yeah, go for the play.
Because the goal right now is with the side of RSG, is with Emon. So for the fact that we can't count him out in terms of damage, there is still lately possibility for RSG to even have.
I kind of feel it for RSG, yes, that for H2, they actually thought that RSG, or actually Bren, will go in for the Lord Dance. Most of the times you could see them actually stretching the game with a battle of attrition on the Lord Pit, and they didn't expect that they would go all in against H2 on that moment. But again, there's another Lord for Bren Esports coming in on the bottom lane, and they really have to capitalize on this one, but fast clear for RSG.
Well, capitalize, invest on push. Bren Esports wants to clear minion waves, and they're putting RSG to a close base, hold, and protect. And what they can do here is probably look for the right target. Again, light and knots. There's knockups, there's damage. Extort was ranking 2 on the damage onto the charts here once we were heading with the game. So the fact that the damage is still present with RSG,
Dark Knight
here comes
Falls.
Lights Out.
It's the Dark Knight Falls, and they're also concealed. How is that going to be spotted out? And there it goes. Ogwin goes down, although he did use up his conceal already, so maybe that's what Bren Esports kind of will lack.
Oh, another hook!
Especially here, hook, another one. Going in for Blatizzi, but he played around it very well. He took out Eman. That's a double kill for Super Marco, and that should be it.
Bren Esports dominating on how they wanted to control the Kings.